All right, another episode of Conversate After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a topic you want us to talk about or you want to be a guest on the show, even if you want to be anonymous, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Hit us up. Let us know if you want to be on the show. If you got a question that you want us to read on the air, you want to tell us a racy story, we'll read it on the air and give you our opinion. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. But today, Tay,
Yes.
just me and you, no guests.
Hmm.
And I saw something on social media. I saw, the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee left the Breakfast Club. So they've been having like different women, different, women celebrities rotate in and out or whatever. I don't know if they're trying to find a steady replacement or if that's just their way of, because I don't really watch them too much.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of Charlemagne at all. And,
Right.
Envy is just whatever. So I was actually more of an Angela Yee fan than those two.
Okay.
Because I watched her before she came onto the Breakfast Club when she was on Sirius Satellite. But anyway, they had Tamar Braxton on there.
Hmm.
And she was talking about how some dude told her that he had 1,000 sex partners.
1,000?
He'd been with 1,000 sex partners.
It's a bit excessive.
And Charlemagne said, that's cap. Like he didn't believe it. He's like, when people say like I've been with 1,000 people, what did Will Chamberlain say? He'd been with 10,000 women or something
Yeah.
crazy like that.
It's something like that.
Because he was like, I don't believe somebody just now. I do think maybe if you are a sex worker or
Hmm.
a porn star, that might be possible. But I would tend to agree with Charlemagne. A thousand sex partners in one's lifetime.
I can see that with a celebrity. Um, And then Will Chamberlain was back in the free love generation.
Yeah,
I
he was
could,
the man. He was the man for sure. Yeah.
right, right. So I can see that. But just like a regular everyday dude, I don't know who Tamar was talking about, but that seems a little excessive, or as the kids say, that seems cap. I probably said that wrong.
You said it wrong. You showed your whole age. You said, yeah, yeah. Let's let them do that. But yeah, I don't know, man. 1,000 people, like I said, unless you are, I don't even think of like if you're in the lifestyle that you're going to get like to that's a lot of
That's
people.
a lot of people. It's a
And the
lot of
thing about it is, if you with 1,000 people, like the probability of you having a disease, you got to have something. You got to.
yeah. Yeah.
You got something,
I
or
agree.
or have caught something. I mean, that's just I don't know. Have you ever asked a guy how many people he has been with ever?
I've never asked a guy. I just hope that they have some experience, and I hope well, not I shouldn't say hope, but the health of him matters more than the actual body count. Yeah.
I'm okay. So I'm gonna be honest.
Hmm.
I was a younger man. I probably did ask a woman or two how many guys she had been with. Number one, I think when you're younger, I know for me, there's two things. Not knowing that that's really kind of a lame question to ask a woman, right? Because first off, she probably gonna lie anyway. She's not gonna tell you the truth. You know how y'all do. well,
I don't know
well,
how other women do. I know how I do.
well, if I slept with him in high school, that don't count. You know what I mean? Or if it only lasted for like a half a minute or a minute, that don't count.
I was just about to say those two pump brothers don't count.
Yeah, y'all got that funny math when it comes to the body count. Y'all got some funny math when it comes to the body count, boy. So, so first of all, like then I was like, the woman, she's not going to tell you the truth because if she tells you a low number, you're not going to believe it. And if she tells you a number higher than what you deem acceptable, then there's a whole lot of other problems that goes with that. And I think if you just really asking a woman how many people she's been with, the question itself is rooted in insecurity. So
And judgment.
you think judgment?
Definitely. It goes back to what you said. Like, if her number is too high, that's definitely where that judgment part comes in.
It's true. That's definitely true.
I mean, there's some guys a woman could have been with, or I would say when we were in our 20s, maybe a woman could have been with two guys and he would have judged her for it. So there's that question to me has a lot of judgment placed behind it.
And what's so silly about it is because most of us, if you're smart, you said something like, I want somebody that's got a good amount of experience.
Hmm.
I've never been with a virgin, but I can't think that it's like bomb sex or anything like that. I guess it's maybe a notch on your belt if you're a guy, but I would rather be with somebody who kind of knows what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they can teach me some things, or if not, at least they can make my experience a pleasurable one. So I don't know. I mean, back in the day, I used to have a rule.
Hmm.
So in college, I would give a chick 2 dicks a year. So I was like,
You got to explain that one.
so I was like, okay, so if she started fucking, we'll say 15, 16, right?
Hmm.
We'll say 15, 16, she started being sexually active. I would give her 2 dicks a year. So if I met her if I met her when she was 22, right?
Hmm.
She's 22, start fucking when she was 16.
That's about 8 years.
Six times two, that's 12
Oh, four,
dicks.
six. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 12 dicks. And even at 22, if you had 12 dicks, I'm gonna be like, "Man, you gonna fuck with 12 dudes at 22?" I'm still gonna judge you. But in my mind, it's kind of like you can have a solid relationship. Like you can get to know somebody and then be like, okay, I've been with him for like 2 or 3 months. I'm going to give him the ass, and you not quote unquote be a hoe. So I was calling myself being more reasonable by saying if she's been more than, hey, listen, if the table, if the metrics didn't match up, I'm not,
Hmm.
I can't fuck with her. That's
Yeah.
that young man. I don't
It
think.
is.
What's a reasonable number though? At our age now, if you were to find out if somebody was just to be like me and an oversharer, and they say, "I've been with this amount of people,"
Hmm.
is there a number? Like we said, 1,000 is like excessive. Is there
Right.
a number where you would be like, "Nah, I can't get with you on that."
Um, I've never actually thought about what's at the actual number that's too high. I just know that 1,000 seems too high to me. Maybe
So if a person had a
a couple
thousand,
hundred.
so if what?
So I'm talking about guys because in my mind, I feel like this may be wrong, but I feel like in y'all 20s, y'all teens, guys be out here. So, and then like now I'm in my 40s. So most of the men I meet are in 40s, 50s. So I'm thinking
Two
y'all
times
piled
two
them up.
times 20. That's 40 plus. I don't know. That makes my hey,
That's excessive. That's excessive too. But see, that's why I don't ask because I don't even want to know.
so you said 40 and up is excessive?
I actually said 200, but 50 is kind of a lot. But I mean, but like I said, you started when you were a teen, and we in our 50s now, 40s, 50s. That's I don't know. I can give grace for 50 at
I,
age 50.
I would think that it would be somewhat alarming or it'd be somewhat of a red flag if you were like, say say we just go with my metric, right? Two
Hmm.
people a year. All right. And you in your mid 40s. So that's like 40, 50 people, right? That still would be somewhat of a red flag to me because
Hmm.
it means you haven't been in any serious monogamous relationship at all during
Right.
the time frame where you were faithful to that person, um, or you just out here even if you're not, because we respect all all love styles, whatever relationship styles. If you're poly and you just have all these type of energies in your life, and sleep with all these different people, to me, that kind of says something's going on inside of you, that you're searching for something that you're trying to satisfy, and it's just not there. So I don't know
Right.
if it would be something that I would be like, nah, I can't fool with them, but it definitely would give me pause, and say I would have to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. Or they may have some kind of addiction, which is still a red flag and still a problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a problem. That's a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, I don't know. I think okay, I know what you're gonna say. So we can agree that maybe 50 plus is kind of questionable. 50 partners
Mhm.
is kind of questionable.
Yes.
Does that metric apply to women the same way it applies to men? Or is a woman's number need to be a little bit lower than a man's?
For me, it applies all across the board.
No, man. I don't know.
See, I knew that's where you were going with that.
I,
I Now you know me. I think the same judgments that go for one need to go for the other.
I
I'm
agree.
all about fairness.
I mean, I am too. I think
Mm.
though that we have to. I heard this saying here recently, man. I'm surprised I never heard it before. And it said, "Men fuck for the feeling, and women fuck for feelings." So you don't agree
But
with
not all women are like that. Matter of fact, the guest we had on last week, she pretty much said she can do it without feelings. I know a lot of women who are like that.
a lot, or you just know a few?
No, I know a lot. Now maybe it's because of the circles I've been in my life, but I know a lot.
I won't be disrespectful. I can't say that joke because you know what I was going to say.
I mean, as I always say, I do
I'm
think
just going to say you got a bunch of fast ass friends.
I won't say that either.
We're gonna
I
invite
think
we're gonna we're gonna invite you and your crew to the party.
no, see, just because you are open and free with and what's the word I'm looking for? You own your sexuality does not mean that you can't be selective.
Oh, that's
Just
I'm making
yeah,
jokes, but I agree with you.
yeah.
I agree with you. Um,
So like I was saying, there are women who can have sex and not catch feelings. And just like there are guys who can have sex and catch feelings.
well, guys catch feelings all the time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why is it if guys can do both, why do women have to be subject to one way of it?
Listen, that's why I'm a horrible fuck buddy, because once we start doing it, I want it on demand. I want it like Netflix. I want to be able to watch and access this whenever I want to. And
See,
that's not how the terms of engagement go. So
I've always said every time I've tried to have one of those relationships, it has never worked out because feelings were caught and they were not by me.
was it because you were entertaining other people at the same time, or you just put that thing on him and he was just like,
What
"Yeah,
does
I want
Isn't
you."
this saying that other people have to do with my situation with you? If we say this is what it is, what does anything else I have to do? I mean, as long as I'm honest with it, what does that have to do with you and you catching feelings for me?
Listen, some dudes ain't built that way. They not. They say they are. They like to say they are. I think what it is, you only built that way if you think you're getting the upper hand on the other dude. Like if
Okay.
it's equal terms of engagement, right? Like you're not with him, you're not committed to me, you're not committed to him, then
Mhm.
it's a level of competition, right? Then it's like,
Okay.
okay, what is he doing to get more of her time? Is she liking what the type of sex that she's receiving from him more than mine? But if you're sexing your man or your husband, and then I'm the side dude, then there's a difference, because automatically I got something on your dude because I'm hitting and he don't know. I'm hitting, some dudes are built that way.
Right.
I don't,
Okay.
because some guys get off on that, like, oh, I took his girl, or I fucked his girl, or whatever. To me,
Right.
like, yeah, it happens, but it ain't really something that you did. She was in control all the time, right?
Mhm.
She was the one that made the decision. So it ain't like you just wooed her off her feet. More than likely, is the dude that she was with was fucking up and then left an opportunity for you to creep in. So I don't know why you were trying to brag about it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I don't but that's not where I'm going with it because I don't feel like that's catching feelings. That's your ego getting involved. That's not catching feelings for me. That's
Is
strictly an
is
ego
is
thing.
is jealousy and envy not feelings?
Again, that has nothing to do with
Are they
catching
not feelings
feelings
though?
for the woman. That has nothing to do with catching feelings for the woman. That's his own feelings of an ego that is pushing that jealousy and all of that. That's not catching feelings of I want to fall in love or I want to be in a relationship. That's what I'm talking about. When I say catch feelings, that's usually what I'm talking about. When people feel like they can have sex and there's no emotional attachment like that.
So the times where you've had a friends with benefits situation,
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave out the curse word for you.
You can say what you want to say.
So the times that you've had a friends with benefits situation, you're saying
Mm-hmm.
that the guys they caught feelings, they became somewhat territorial. Like I want
Yes. Or wanted to start a relationship, and when I was like, that wasn't the rules that we set forth. Or sometimes I was like, well, let me give you a chance. But again, I wasn't the one who tried to change the rules.
mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that for me it didn't like, oh, I want to be your man now, because I think once you set the, like I said, like this is how we're gonna get down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why I didn't approach you as somebody I wanted to be with versus somebody like, yo, I think you're cool. Let's mess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason, right? Uh,
Right.
Very rarely does that change. At least for me, it doesn't. But like I said, I have like a compulsive personality, so like, what you doing? Like, I need you to go. Like, motherfucker, I'm busy, But like, what you mean I'm busy? They don't want to cuss you out, mad, not talk to you no more, and all that old shit. Just because you're not giving me my way. I admit my
That's
fault.
an ego thing.
You're not giving me my way. So yeah, it's an ego thing. But I may want you to come by and chill though. Come
Mm-hmm.
by and let's hang out and be intimate.
That's still not catching feelings. Because if she was available to you whenever you wanted, you wouldn't catch feelings. So that's not what I'm talking about when I say catching
It's
feelings.
an ego thing. Yeah, for me, it's
Yeah,
more of an
it
ego.
definitely is.
Yeah, it's definitely. I know that for me, it's an ego. Like, I don't know, something might be wrong with me. I mean, I've definitely been in love,
Mm-hmm.
but nah, I'm not really. Maybe because I got did dirty a lot when I was younger. You know what I mean? I've learned how to turn that switch off. But again, it's more, are you going to give me my way? I think that's more the situation for me. So I see what you're saying, but I think there's times with guys where it's probably one or the other. Either they
Mm-hmm.
become smitten, or because what you mean you saying no.
Right. But see, but that's what I'm saying. So you men usually say you can't have, you know, friends with benefits with a woman because she's going to catch feelings. But that's usually what they're saying. Now she wants to be in a relationship with you or she wants to be your lady or whatever.
Let's not
So
let's not act like that don't happen though. A
no,
lot.
no, no. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. What I'm saying is don't say that there are women who cannot do that or who are able to have those type of relationships and not catch feelings. That's been my whole point from the beginning.
I mean, yeah, no, they definitely exist. They definitely do. They definitely do.
Yeah.
But I talked about intimacy, right?
Hmm.
How big are you on being intimate with your partner, and does it always have to include sex?
No, because I feel true intimacy involves so much more than just sex. Because intimacy is what bonds you. And so like having things that create an inside joke. Sex very rarely creates an inside joke. You have to be out doing something, experiencing life, see something on TV or, something like that. Having deep conversations where you're talking about more than just sex, where you're getting into the person's mind, into their fears, into their dreams, aspirations. All of that stuff to me is what creates true intimacy.
I don't know if we really know how to define intimacy. Um, and I'm speaking when I say we, I'm probably speaking for myself.
Mhm.
If I dig deeper into it, if we say, okay, something that does not include sex, I could think of taking a nap with my lady. Like for some reason, I love that. Like on a Saturday or whatever, y'all just chilling around the house, whatever. Like, yo, you want to take a nap with me? Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Turn on the TV, turn on, a movie, whatever, and then y'all take a nap. And then after that, get up, cook, just spending quality time with that person. Uh,
Right.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people say, teaching me something or doing something out of the norm with one another. I know that in one of my relationships, we were having a real hard time, and we went on the trip, and there was just like this excursion where it had a lot of like water activities involved, and we were just laughing and having fun, and
Mhm.
just that experience really kind of reconnected us. So
Yeah.
I think as we get older, we find different ways to be intimate, and we learn to appreciate them other than just like, okay, come here, let's spoon, and then, after we spoon, let me stick it in, let me do whatever.
Right.
As we get older, we learn to appreciate those things because as we get older, sometimes sex don't really just go down like it used to go down.
Not even go down the way it used to go down. It's just you can't spend your life having sex. So if the sex is good, this happens with people all the time. They meet somebody, have sex is amazing, and they base the whole relationship off of that. And then for whatever reason, sex is off the table, and it's like, I don't even like you. Why am I here? You know what I'm saying? The sex still may be good, but what else is holding you there? That's what the intimacy helps build. It's that bond that you have where it can help the sex, but you also need something that's going to keep you with that person.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
Mhm.
you meet a guy, everything's great. He's a hard worker. He's dedicated. He's honest. Whatever qualities that you want in a man, right? Like what you consider to be a real man, he meets all of those check. He checks all those boxes, right? But the sex is below average. Are you going to stay?
Um, Probably not. Now, at this point in time, because I've said this before, there was a time where I did not give second chances when it came to sex. At the age I am
Wait, wait,
now,
wait. So one and done? Like if he blows it, okay, we gotta come back to that.
I've talked about the two pump brother. He never
We'll,
got another chance.
we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Go ahead and finish the train of thought.
But at the age I am now, if I've taken the time to get to know somebody and I really like this person, I will give them a chance to, and it could be something on my end that's not meshing with him. I'll give us a chance to work on it. We gotta communicate what's going on. How can we improve on both ends? I will give that grace now. But if it doesn't improve, I don't know if I could stay.
That's real. I mean, that's real. I mean, I'm glad you said that you extending grace because how many times have you been with somebody and that first time that y'all decided to have sex and you could tell that they kind of know what they were doing or whatever, but like y'all just y'all rhythm is off. Maybe y'all were just trying to figure each other out. I know for men, we talked about it before, right? You can't. There's no cookie cutter way to approach a woman.
Mhm.
So if the last person I was with liked me to focus on this area, and then I'm doing this to you, and then you just kind of just sitting there like right. If I'm if I know what I'm doing, I'm going to pay attention to that and maybe try something different. Um, at this age, I just spell it out for me. Do it this way.
Yeah.
Do it this way. And if I can't follow instructions or whatever, then then maybe we got a problem. But like first couple of times, like you are really fortunate if the first time or two is like knock your socks off, out of this world sex. It happens.
No, that's why I'm
It,
saying
yeah,
it
yeah.
happens.
No, it happens. It
Happens though.
happens, right? But you realize
Yeah,
most of the time that it happens, the person that it happens with ain't the person you really want to be with, though.
that's true.
For me, now there's
Yeah.
been some times where like, I had a meaningful relationship and it was just like, damn, this is good. But most of the time, I was like, God damn, that was a good session. I didn't want to be with that person. I didn't. I just really didn't. I don't know. Maybe that's just irony. I don't know how you define irony, but like, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, so you be gone, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I've always I want to say I'm a better person than that, but I'm not.
um, I probably, and we can't teach them. They're not. It's not salvageable. Like there's no amount of coaching that you could do to get them to be better. We'll make
Oh,
it
I'm definitely gone then.
okay. If she checked all of the boxes and was like a damn good woman, but the sex was below average, as long as if it's a D, I might stick around. If it's an F, like this shit is awful, she like, because like I said, as I've gotten older, the intimacy has become more important, and
Mhm.
and she's gonna have to entertain maybe outsourcing um, that job. She's gonna have to entertain it. I ain't saying that you gotta, be poly and accepting of all this, but like you might just have to, be like, what's the military say? Don't ask, don't tell.
Oh my gosh.
Like, look, baby, it's good. I love you. You a great woman. I promise I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But
Now I could possibly say if that was the case, but again, that if he's not good at all, then that means he wouldn't be getting in. And that wouldn't be good either. So yeah,
what
no, I'm out. I'm
so
out.
what makes a dude not good for women? So like for men, it's and I know women say, well, you're just not bringing the. I hate when y'all say this. Well, if she's not, um, excelling in the bedroom, that just means you're not bringing it out of her. Bullshit. There's some there. Yeah, yeah. Women respond differently to different men. I can see that, right? But there are some women that they just lame. They just stiff, and it ain't gonna never be no good. It's just not. So they are like a pillow princess. They just want to lay there. They don't want to move, be involved, do
Yeah.
any work, or maybe they make weird sounds that turn you off. Like there's some things where you just like, man, this shit is off.
Right.
What are some of the things that make, other than busting quick? What are the things that guys do that can make it off?
Weak stroke game, like no rhythm to it. Um,
Like, how's that? Just fucking like this kind of like a jackrabbit, or just like off rhythm.
both of those. Both of those can be a weak stroke game.
Brothers are actually, I mean, because like we are tropical people. We naturally have, most of us naturally have rhythm.
Oh, look, all black people cannot dance, and that goes for the bedroom too.
Man, so glad,
Um,
so glad that ain't my
let me see
testimony.
what else I've experienced that made it bad. Guys who don't express themselves. Women have egos too. I want to hear my name. Okay.
So
I
so
want to hear some moaning. You can't just be mute. I mean, come on now.
so if he just putting on his mean face and fucking, that don't work.
No. Mm-mm. No.
Now,
And I have to say, just in case people are watching, the guy I'm talking about who was mute, he enjoyed it. He just wasn't, he just wasn't letting me know in the moment. There was like a after the thing. And I was like, you could have let me know while it was going on. That would have made me get into it more. But
He was quiet.
okay, I'm telling too much of my business. What'd you say?
He was just quiet.
Yes. Yes. That is not cool.
That's not fun.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
I
not
didn't I
fun.
didn't want to do it. I wanted it to be over.
Damn. Yeah, that would, to me, then I would start overthinking. Like if you ain't making no noise, you ain't into it, you just sitting there looking at me or just, doing whatever, I would start thinking like, well, damn, like what, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. I have an ego too. I need to know. I need to know that you're enjoying this.
Mm. So there you go, fellas. Like if you ever meet Tay, give you a chance, be as vocal as possible. Be
Oh
as
gosh, I
vocal
ain't
as
gonna know
possible.
time soon. But anyway, that's too much. TMI, TMI.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So along with intimacy, I know there are people who are into like PDAs, public displays of affection. What do you feel about that?
I'm with it. I'm
Okay.
with it with limitations.
What limitations?
I think that there's a time and place for everything. I think, there's levels to PDA. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we're at the club or at the bar and you like, are like, come on, give me a kiss, or like kissing me or whatever in public, and we had a scene where it's adult and music and dancing and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that's great. I think if we had like at the grocery store or like anywhere where it's like a family situation,
Mm-hmm.
we could do PDA, but PDA doesn't have to be like, okay, you kissing me or you tonguing me down or whatever. Maybe like you just rubbing my shoulder on my back or, just kind of touching my leg or something to that degree. I like that. And that's probably more my type of PDA. Like if we're sitting next to one another and you got your hand on my leg, or like you put your leg over and you kind of touch my leg, let me know that you want me to rub your thigh and stuff like that. Again,
Mm-hmm.
within reason, depending on the audience that's around us, absolutely, because I think that builds that intimacy, and that's like when the foreplay starts, right?
Right.
Just touching each other, because I like physical touch. I like to touch. I like to be touched. So when we talk about the biggest sex organ we all have, which is the brain, like starting to get that going, leading back to before we get home and everything else, I'm with that. I'm not a big hand holder though. Like I personally hate holding hands. Like
Okay.
I'm gonna grab your hand like to help you cross the street or help you up and down some steps or whatever. Well,
Mm-hmm.
walking and holding hands, I hate that shit. You
Oh
might
my
like
gosh.
if you grab my hand, like you probably gonna get about 10 to 12 paces. And I'm gonna find a reason. I'm gonna walk towards somebody, so we have to like split up, or like oh, somebody calling me or whatever. Like, and especially since COVID too, I don't want
Yeah.
to be touching your hands and stuff. Like, and then I'm like, let me walk. Let me like you like maybe because I'm a big dude. Like sometimes I like to grab your man's arm, whatever, and like walk. Holding arms, whatever. Nah, just when we walking, walk next to me. And then let's get to where we're going to get. And then when we sit down or we stationary, then we can have the PDA. But don't hold my fucking hand. I don't really like this shit.
No, I'm laughing because when I thought about PDA, that was the exact situation that I was thinking of. When I'm walking, I do not like holding hands. Don't put your arm around me to walk. Now, maybe a few paces, but and this is my issue with it. People don't walk at the same pace.
And they don't walk. They don't walk like. Have you ever been with a person and y'all walking together and you constantly got to kind of like stop or whatever because like oh look, they kind of just all over the place when they walk. Nah, it just
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Well, I don't mind the stopping. My issue is the pace because if we're walking at different paces. If you have your arm around me or we're holding hands, it just feels weird. It's like the hand. I don't know. It just feels weird. I remember telling an ex of mine that, and this is why communication is important. I told him that I didn't like holding hands, and I specifically said when we're walking. I didn't know till years later. He thought I meant I didn't like holding hands at all. So he was holding that against me because he felt I didn't. He felt like I didn't want to. This relationship was so toxic. He felt like I didn't want to let the world know that I was with him. I never said I didn't want him holding my hands. I never said I didn't want him touching me in public. I just said when we're walking, I don't like holding hands. It took that somewhere totally different.
Oh damn,
Crazy.
Ralph Tresvant. I thought now my boys they call me Ralph Tresvant and Carl Thomas, but like he really just took it like a whole
It
yeah.
was crazy. And when he like I said, it was years later when he told me what he thought, and I was like, "That is not what I meant." What in the world? But anyway, PDA for me, I'm cool with it to a certain extent. Like, don't try to tongue me down in public, even if we're in a place where it's unless we're like at a swingers club or something like that. I don't need you tonguing me down in public. I do like the grazing of the hand on the small of the back or the even the pat on the back, a booty rub, but don't make it excessive. I like that word today.
I'm gonna tell you when holding hands is like top tier.
Mm,
When y'all in the bed cuddling,
hmm
y'all like spooning or whatever, and you kind of like just like grab her wrist or like grab her hand. Not because I'm not a big cuddler either. I like to
Okay.
cuddle, just kind of get that body heat so we can kind of like chill out and go to sleep. But after that,
Mhm.
hey man, it's hot. Get on your side, I get on my side so I can sleep. And then when it's about time to wake up, right? I got that morning wood, and I'm gonna come back over. You know how, and you know what? When your man reach out and grab your hip and kind of pull you, you kind of get
Mhm.
that little tug, and you know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to back that thing up on him.
Oh
That's
Lord.
what hey, that's how you know
Right.
when you gal mad at you. When you grab her, you try to like give her that little tug, and if she don't scoot that ass back on you, you like, damn, like, something wrong.
Oh gosh.
So what I do? What I do? What's wrong? Yeah, but like holding hands,
hmm
while y'all cuddling, or while y'all get that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's up.
That's a power move right there.
That's a power move.
Like they say, if you can do it, you can do it. That's one of those things.
Hmm. But if we at the mall or
Mm,
whatever, and unless you got on some heels and we walking in grass or whatever, and I'm keeping you from falling or busting your ass, don't grab my hand.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. And some people's hands be hot and sweaty and shit.
That too.
You ever been with a person who got clammy hands?
hmm Yes, it's not fun.
I knew a dude in college, man. He I was wondering like when you greet him, like I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, nah, man, what's up? Dap me up. And his hands were just like cold and clammy all the time. How you live that way?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, I think we talked about it enough. We done got to the weeds. We talked about, oh, could you imagine if you was with a dude with cold and clammy hands and he was touching your body?
Oh gosh. That's ew. That's not even sexy at all. that that would probably turn me off.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think we talked about enough. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a question or a topic or you want to be a guest on the show, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell next to subscribe so you can be notified whenever we post a video.
Absolutely. We'll holler at you next time. Peace.
Bye.